do you think about when you go to a restaurant? Probably the food you're waiting for, because you're probably hungry. However, there's a lot more that goes into getting that food to you than you realize. Communication is an extremely important part of running a business, especially a restaurant, and I interviewed Robbie Ludwig, who's been the general manager at Hoagie's Pizza and Pasta for almost 3 years. I'm also employed here as a waitress, so I've had the chance to watch Robbie work in this position. Communication is really important because he has to use technologies, persuasive messages, and presentations in order to communicate with all of the employees, supervisors, and customers. Robbie thought about joining the Lamoille Valley Chamber of Commerce, but as of right now, he's not part of any major organizations. However, this would be the one that he would suggest to a person in his position. As far as communication technologies goes, this is really important in Robbie's business because he uses email, phones, and Facebook every day in his job. Email is really important with connecting with employees because this is how he sends out the schedules every week. He also sends out any major announcements that need to be sent out en masse to all of the employees at one time. This is a quick way for him to reach everyone, and our schedules are an extremely important part of making sure that everyone is there when they need to be. Phones are a really important way for Robbie to connect with his supervisors because if he needs to reach them quickly in an emergency or say there's a problem that he just needs to ask them a question about, he can give them a quick phone call and they're easy to reach and the problem can be solved fast, which is really important in a restaurant because the customer is waiting for their food. And often when it comes to food, people get kind of impatient. Facebook is how we connect with our customers. We have a Facebook page and Robbie runs this page and he posts the specials, any drink specials, or any announcements, say if we're going to be closed for a night. And this is also a place where customers can reach out to Robbie if they have any problems or concerns. A lady actually posted that she wanted an open roast beef sandwich the other week. And Robbie was able to reach out to her and let her know that we actually have all of the ingredients even though it's not on our menu. So the next time that the woman came into Hoagie's, she was able to have a better experience because she could have that sandwich. And not only are communication technologies important, but so are persuasive messages, which Robbie uses often. Say a person is sick or they have something going on and they aren't able to come in for their shift, Robbie uses persuasive messages to message another employee to try to get them to come in and cover this shift. This often happens and he's able to message the employee and tell them they could either have another shift off or perhaps they could leave early that night and he's able to work with them and cover the shift. This is also important when talking to supervisors because he uses persuasive messages when he's bringing new ideas to his bosses. Say he wants to put a new item on the menu or he wants to try doing something a new way, he has to convince his supervisors that this is a good idea. This is also an important skill when talking to customers because the bill is also important when it comes to your tip. The more that the bill costs, the more your tip is probably going to be. So if a customer wants to get an alcoholic drink, which Robbie also bartends quite a bit, he will use persuasive messages to convince them to get, say, more inexpensive liquor, so that their bill ends up being more, which makes more money for the restaurant. Presentations are really important in most businesses, and while you may not think that a presentation would be important in the restaurant setting, Robbie does use them from time to time. The most important time would be our staff meetings, where Robbie presents to employees about any problems that we may be having in the restaurant, anything that we need to work on, and he also presents to us everything that we're doing well so we can continue to please our customers every day. He didn't recall any time that he's had to present to his supervisors other than his initial interview in getting the job in the first place. And as far as customers go, he didn't recall any time that he presents. However, I think that every night when he goes out to his customers and he has conversations with them, especially regulars, he'll sit down and have lengthy conversations with them, I believe that this is a presentation all in itself because he is going out there and putting a friendly face out for our business and letting the customers know that people do care and that we have real relationships with them. Robbie has a really important job at Hoagie's, and it's really essential that he's able to communicate with all of the employees, all of his bosses, his supervisors, and all of the customers, because if everybody is working together and everybody is on the same page, we're able to please those customers and everything runs smoothly and there won't be problems throughout the day. And this is basically what Robbie's job is. He manages everyone and connects everyone so that everything runs smoothly. He uses a lot of really important websites throughout his work as well. One of the ones that he uses most is Webstaurant, which he uses to order products and supplies that the restaurant needs in order to run properly. So communication technologies, persuasive messages, and presentations are all really crucial to Robbie's job, and I'm sure to any other job too. Thank you for listening.